Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are in the kitchen. We are not in the owl's nest because we are going to toast some oak. Let's go. So one of the most common questions we get when it comes to toasting your own oak is at what temperature and for how long? So there is a really handy chart floating around the internet that I copied, and I'll plop up on the screen here. And I wish I could attribute this to the original author. I don't know, because I've seen it all over the internet, so I don't know who the original author of this chart is, but it's a really good chart. And as you can see on the chart, it's color-coded with aromas and the intensity of the aroma, at what temperature, and for how long. So this is a 3-hour chart. So the closer you get to 3 hours, the more intense the aroma is. And the higher the temperatures, the more the aromas change. So we're going to use this chart as a starting off point because, this chart can't be exact. And the reason it can't be exact is because every oak is different. Some oaks will have more tannins, and some will have, more of the sugars that we're trying to caramelize and things like that. There's just no way to come up with a chart that is going to be exact for everybody. But this chart offers us a place to start, and then we can experiment from there to find our preferences with the source of wood that we can get. So that's I'm also going to make this chart a free PDF download. I'll put it down in the show notes so that you can download it. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the difference between chips and oak sticks. So that chart that I just showed you is for oak sticks. These will take more time than the chips. The chips are smaller, they'll toast quicker, and you'll just have to experiment for your chips. So I'm going to pick out the pieces of oak that I want to use, and then I'm going to pick out the chips, because in this bag there are very tiny chips and slivers, and I don't want any of that. I want solid pieces. So I'm going to sift through it and find the pieces I like. So let's get that done. So the first thing I want to do is get the oven heating up for the oak while I'm sifting through the oak and getting that ready. And I'm aiming for the sweet oaky vanilla aroma. So if you look at that chart, I'm going to set my oven, oops, wrong button. I'm going to set my oven at, I'm going to do 330, and then we'll decide on timing here in a minute. But let's go ahead and get this oak sifted through. I'm going to dump some of these Jack Daniel's Whiskey Barrel smoking chips out, and I'm going to start sifting through the ones I want. And I'm looking for pieces, roughly 1 inch by 1 inch is what I'm looking for. I'm also not going to use pieces like this that have the char, because this was a whiskey barrel, and so it was charred on the inside. So some of the pieces are going to have char, and I just don't want that in this for now. Not to say I wouldn't use those, because I would, but I'm not going to use them for what I'm doing today. All right, now I'd want to make sure they're not just all piled up. I want them all separated and flat, not, stacked on top of each other. Okay, so I got my chips ready. And now I'm going to do some oak sticks. And I've picked through these oak sticks, and what I'm looking for is as clean a wood as I can get. And what I mean by clean is no knots. So you can see there's a knot there, and it's a tiny one, so it probably wouldn't even be that big of a deal. But I'm looking for wood that is like this. No knot, nice, good, clean grain. Okay, these are ready to go into the oven. The oven is ready. It's up to temperature. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do different time frames. So I'm going to do these chips for about an hour. And then I'm going to do this row up here for about 2 hours. And I'm going to do this row here for about 3 hours. Or vice versa. I'm going to do this row 2 hours and this row 3 hours, because it'll be easier to get them out of the oven. And I've got this rack in the middle of the oven. I'm going to set my timer, and then we'll see what happens. The first hour buzzer has gone off, and I want to check how these chips are smelling. So I can smell the sweet oaky aroma. So I'm going to leave these on there probably another 30 minutes. So it's been an hour. I'm going to set the timer for another 30 minutes. Check these again. I think they'll be just right. We'll get right back to it. So the extra 30 minutes is up, and the aroma is just where I want it to be. I thought I would pull out these. This piece on the left is untoasted, and the piece on the right is a toasted. So you can see the color has changed slightly. And so the chips are done. I'm going to put these in a pint jar and seal them up till I'm ready to use them. And now we're just waiting on the sticks. All right, so the next hour is up. And we're going to go ahead and pull one row of these sticks out. Oh, that smells good. What you need to do is go down to, scroll down to the settings, the YouTube settings, and click on the smell-o-vision, and you can smell this. Oh my gosh, it's good. Yep. Really sweet. Really starting to smell that vanilla, and these are really hot. Oh, really good. We'll put these back in. These are going to go for another hour. So this was the first row. This had 2 hours of toast, and you can see the color change from an untoasted, seasoned piece of oak. And I've still got another row that's going to do an hour more, and then I think I'm just going to take half that row out and do another hour so that we can get a batch with a heavy toast. And here we go. This is the final product. So here we have the original seasoned oak, no toasting anything. This is a light toast, 1 hour, medium toast at 2 hours, and a dark toast at 3 hours. So you can see the difference, and you know, if you were here and could smell them, you'd be able to smell the difference too in the aromas. They each have their own aroma, and so really what's left is to experiment. So you know, I can try each of these in a mason jar with some spirit and just test to see what it is I like best. Now it's worth noting here that if you want to try this at home, you've got to use seasoned oak. So if you would like me to make a video about how to season oak for aging, then just drop it down in the comments below. Let me know whether you want me to or not. That would be great. So you can, if you don't want to mess with doing this at home, you can purchase this online in a lot of different places, Amazon, eBay. We offer it on Still in the Clear. We offer a seasoned oak that you can take from here and toast or char however you like. We also offer a medium toasted and the heavy toasted oak. So if you're interested in that, I'll put some links down in the description, and you can check them out. So if you liked this video, if you like this kind of stuff, you're probably also going to like my video, 5 ways to age whiskey at home. I'll put that right here, and then I'll put one here that YouTube thinks you'll like. So see y'all on the next one.